time is ripe. The world is ready. You are going to experience literally Paramashiva. Most powerful, intangible but definitive, intense processes. This is the most powerful spiritual nuclear explosion, the strong force of KAILASA landing on planet Earth directly. One thing I can be sure, you will not exist end of the program. I can guarantee that. Only Paramashiva will be there. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of KAILASA, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of KAILASA, KAILASA nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to KAILASA, it's okay. KAILASA can come to you. KAILASA coming to you is e-Kailasa. KAILASA is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Modern science says that all that exists, whether manifest or unmanifest, is a probability. Infinite probabilities create a quantum field of infinite potential. An observer collapses the probability wave into a particle. Your intention thus creates the reality. Called the observer effect, it is the very act of observation that precipitates any reality into existence. Hinduism is far advanced than this primitive understanding in the modern day. Hindus know this field of infinite potential as Paramashiva. Paramashiva permeates everything, manifest and unmanifest. He is intelligent, compassionate, and a myriad other auspicious qualities. Our scriptures provide detailed descriptions of how to invoke His presence on the earthly plane, the visualizations that manifest Him, the mantras, sounds that invoke Him, how He looks, His various dimensions, the actions that please Him and have His blessings rain on you, the times in the past when He has manifested for us and led us through a breakthrough. Hinduism knows the art of communing with Paramashiva to manifest any reality we want. And when our effort and all the knowledge isn't enough, He Himself incarnates in human body to show us how, to liberate us, to show us where we are stuck, to take us to oneness. Pratyaksha Pada Puja to His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda, Paramashiva incarnate. Sit at His sacred feet, let Him awaken you to your field of infinite possibilities, to your oneness with Him. Register now, Pratyaksha Pada Puja.
KAILASA is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. I'll start from the basics and give you the best of the best of Vedas and Agamas. Listen. Purpose of life is enlightenment. Enlightenment means having the ultimate truth, the most powerful, ultimate truths as your operating inner software.
Nithyananda, Satya Nithyarupa, Nithyananda, Satya Nithyarupa, Brahma Nithyananda, Vishnu Shivarupa.
really wakes you up, not only your mentally, but it feels like every pore of your body gets well woken up, because when you apply the Aushadha, it gets into your skin, it activates every little cell under the skin, and it just really gets you wide awake. Because with so little sleep, we're able to function and stay all day, do yoga, do power manifestation. I think the Aushadha bath is a huge component of that. Thank you, Swamiji.
When the universal truths become the source cognitions for you, when you start reverberating with the universal truths, cosmic constitution, the ultimate cognitions, Paramasatyas, it is literally like an elephant entering into a hut, vibrating in the frequency of the cosmic constitution, cosmic truths, universal truths.
Extraordinary experience here. It's just the amazing temple, everything, and the Gurukul kids. Every kid is just like a mini god. Oh my God, so amazing. Also, I had a lot of breakthrough with my power manifesting. So I highly recommend everybody just come, whatever difficulty you face. Just come, because you will never experience this kind of experience at anywhere in the world.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavadhitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, we welcome each and every one of you joining with us, sitting with us, watching Nithyananda TV, KAILASA's official TV channel. In today's segment leading towards the Nithyananda Satsang, we're going to be looking about why a person needs the KAILASA ecosystem in his life, especially in terms of solving the financial woes, getting over financial debts, and solving a person's economical crisis. So before we get any further, let me go ahead and introduce the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the revival of the Kailasa nation. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of the Kailasa nation, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, and the only. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is an avatar as per Hinduism and is the Supreme Pontiff, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the science of power manifestation, yoga, and created temple-based universities for humanity. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, the world's largest Hindu university with extended campuses in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million books of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shyamlapita Sarvagnapitam, the ancient apex body of Hinduism, and the present emperor of the Suryavamshi Surangi Samrajyam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also survived the worst persecution attempt of multiple assassinations on his person and on his character by anti-Hindu elements. We have news and updates from KAILASA. KAILASA Department of Religion and Worship is entering into day 8 of the Vijay Utsavam Brahmotsavam and day 3 of the Paramashivaratri Brahmotsavam, celebrating the daily Kalabhairava Homa and Chindi Homa happening in Adi Kailasa, Bidadi. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism prays to Paramashiva for the Atma Shanti of Kailasa's well-wisher, old friend and supporter, Most Reverend Bishop Joseph Kenneth Grybauski, who was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, USA, and passed away on the 24th of February 2021 in Alexandria, Virginia, United States. Most Reverend Grybauski, 46, was a leader and advocate for human rights across the globe and across faiths. He pursued interests in religious freedom and human rights right from his early years. He received a Doctor of Divinity degree from Agape Seminary and an honorary doctorate of humane letters from Marywood University in Scranton, Pennsylvania. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reaches out to his family at this moment and blesses his soul to rest in Kailasa Padavi eternally. Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship will be offering the Maheshwara Puja at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for Most Reverend Grybauski on the 13th of March 2021. Furthermore, Kailasa's Department of Human Services will be offering Minutes for Peace in offering spiritual healing for his family. Yesterday was the 5th day of the second level of the 116th batch of the Nithyananda Nirahara Samyama, levels 1, 2, and 3. For more information on the Nirahara Samyama, you can visit www.befoodfree.org or visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/Nithyananda Niraharis. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University enters into day 9 of the Paramashivoham Level 2 Season 23, crossing over 330 days of unbroken online services to people from over 100 different countries. Here we have glimpses of the Nithyananda Satsang of yesterday, March 8, 2021. Swamiji says that Paramashiva gives a very clear declaration. Essence of Vedas is Agamas. Tantra is the word for Agama. Acharayet means live Vedic tradition. Methodology for living Vedic tradition is Vaidikam. When you live Agamas, you are living Vaidika. Vedanta's true understanding, all the collected understanding, is Siddhantam. Siddhantam Paramashubham is the ultimate auspiciousness because it is the essence of Vedanta. Paramashiva revealed this to me because this is the fundamental statement for the whole Kailasa, my philosophy, and the whole Sangha. There is so much of noise from all unnecessary corners. One side enemies and traitors of Hinduism, the other side intellectual people but not experienced or enlightened. Those people are also creating this huge noise that Vedanta is separate from Siddhanta and we should constantly keep the two separate. Vedic tradition is so honest, sincere, integrated for the enlightenment of the whole of humanity, not just humanity but actually for all beings, the whole universe. Yesterday, when we raised the flag for the Mahaparamashivratri Brahmotsavam, there is a mantra inviting the whole cosmos to come and celebrate. Only if you read that mantra, you will understand the vastness with which the Vedagamic tradition is functioning, the vastness with which we are operating. People who want enlightenment, who really want to evolve in life, I can give everything best for them. Best diet for enlightenment, best food for enlightenment, best understandings about life, best dressing style, best yoga, best healthy lifestyle habits, best medicine, everything, best of everything for enlightenment. But people who want to waste their life in useless arguments, faltu fights, nothing can be done to them. A person who is interested, who wants, I can make everything happen for them. Today's message will solve all the intellectual questions, abuses, attacks thrown at the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Some try to intellectually attack by saying, oh, what he is teaching is not right. One of the biggest arguments they try to use is Vedanta is different, Siddhanta is different. Paramashiva answers this whole issue in this one verse of Kamikagama. The verse goes, here ends all the problems, questions, attacks done on me. The translation of the verse, the Agamas are the essence of the Vedas. The highly auspicious Siddhanta is the enlightening true understandings from Vedanta. I would have become a failure because I would have lost my life and I would have not have contributed for what I came. To avoid the war, I avoided the war field. If I am in the war field, I will be forcibly dragged into the war. I won't be able to contribute what I need to contribute to the world. Paramashiva has sent me with the great powers to be given to the world and establish it magically, spiritually, logically, scientifically, socially, economically, materially, and religiously. In the last 43 years of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's spiritual life and 26 years of public life, from 1994, when the Yoga Pattabhishekam happened, there's a well-documented 26 years of public life. Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is repeating this because it is very important. It is too important. In the whole time, my contribution, the spiritual understandings, sciences related to the state of Paramashiva, science of unclutching, completion, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Ashtanga Yoga, Shashtanga Yoga, from the various Hindu scriptures. Swamiji has been continuously working tirelessly 23 hours a day, reaching out to every human being all over the world, millions and millions, touching each one personally and initiating, giving them Shaktipada, Shaktinipada, enlightenment, inspiration. This long documented 26 years of the wars. The wars were not imposed on him. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism saw that so much of his energy was being drained in defending himself, protecting himself and the Sangha. India has actually become a Kurukshetra, a war field. Unfortunately, Hindus are not realizing that they are under siege, that they are in the midst of a war field. Even if the status where Hindus are minority, the minority status is not given to Hindus. In more than 6 to 7 states, they are minority, but they do not have minority status. The war is too powerful. The war does not want any intelligent people contributing for Hinduism. My contribution can infuse such power into the spine of the Hindus, pure spiritual power. Even now, after so much attack, persecution, lawfare, bullying, cyberbullying, so much attack, so much has been stolen away from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Sangha. And even after all this, we are the largest enriching Hindu guru in the world. At least in 100 different fields, ours is the largest contribution. number of Hindu scriptures commented on, translated. Ours is the largest number of hours of spiritual satsang spoken on Hindu scriptures. Ours is the largest. Number of spiritual religious programs conducted, documented. Ours is the largest. Number of e-books freely available. Ours is the largest. We have the largest number of active centers in the world. At least in 100 various dimensions, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism can say, we are the largest worshipped Hindu Guru. And above all, we are the only Hindu Guru who has his own sovereign territory in some corner of the world. As of now, the location will not be revealed. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will reveal when the time is right. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism needs a peaceful ambience where he can go on contributing, writing books, articles, giving satsangs, initiations, do pure non-violent spiritual work, sincere work of enlightening the world. Understand carefully. Just like enemies and traitors of Hindus attack me, even the so-called intellectuals of Hinduism have attacked me, especially with this one idea. Vedanta is separate, Siddhanta is separate. So last 27 years of the hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is in one line, in one sync. That is the reason the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had to move to KAILASA, because if he had remained in the war field, he would have been forced into the war. So with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism out, at least he can do the peaceful contributions. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will prove to all of us, will prove to you all, as he says, within the next 2 to 3 years, how 100 times more he has been able to contribute by being away from the war field, by avoiding the wars being forced onto him. Today is also International Women's Day. United Nations has given a theme for 2021 Women's Day, Women in Leadership, achieving an equal future in a COVID-19 world on the way to the Generation Equality Forum. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares his message on this International Women's Day. Hindu tradition empowers women. In Hinduism, feminism is not conquering men, it is strengthening the whole universe. In Hinduism, feminism is not about fighting with men or conquering men or wanting equal status as men. Women have their own unique place. We call women as Shakti, Parashakti, manifestation of Parashakti. All the women all over the world, empower yourself with the spiritual strength, realize your uniqueness and contribute to the world. This is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, his message on the International Women's Day. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism ended the satsang yesterday with giving his blessings and support for all of us to achieve everything best in this universe, including enlightenment. Here we have some upcoming events. Today, on the 9th of March, we have the Venkateshwara Bhava Samadhi Darshan. The 11th of March, we have the Mahaparamashivaratri. And on the 13th and 29th of March, we have consecutive Paramashivam programs. For more information on any of these events, the links are projected right next to the events. So if you want more information, if you want to be a part of any of these events, you can please visit the links being projected. Now, entering into today's topic, in today's segment, leading towards the Nithyananda Satsang. Here are some facts about the financial problems which people are facing, which people are being plagued with. Today we'll be especially looking into how financial problems lead to the degradation of mental health and why KAILASA is needed to heal you from your economical woes. The number of consumers aged 60 and older with student loan debt has quadrupled over the last decade, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. 37% of millennial employees have a student loan, and 81% of them say that their student loans have a moderate or significant impact on their ability to meet their other financial goals. More than 1/3, 37% of those who consistently carry credit card balances and make it difficult to pay the minimum payments each month. 25% of employees report that issues with personal finances have been a distraction at work. Only 43% of women say their compensation is keeping up with their cost of living as compared to 55% of men. How financial problems directly damage our mental health. 44% of women and 35% of men said that the financial matters cause them the most stress. Nearly half, 47% of employees report that they are stressed dealing with their financial situation, and 41% say that their stress level related to financial issues has increased over the last 12 months, with 40% of employees saying that financial matters cause them the most amount of stress in their life. Half 46% of people in problem debt also have a mental health problem. 86% of respondents to a money and mental health survey of nearly 5,500 people with experience of mental health problems said that their financial situation had made their mental health problems worse. American Psychological Association, the APA, study found that 72% of Americans feel stressed about money at least some of the time. The recent economical difficulties mean that even more of us are now facing financial struggles and hardship. The specific sources of financial difficulties for clients with mental health problems include debt incurred to support a drug or alcohol problem, increased medical expense, gambling problems, overspending when in a maniac or depressed state, job instability, and association with episodic mental illnesses. Now here we have a Shastra Pramana from the Guru Gita, which goes, the letter Gu denotes darkness, ignorance or ajnana, and the letter Ru denotes light, tejas or jnana. Brahman, the eternal consciousness that is capable of swallowing up ignorance, is certainly the Guru without a doubt. Now here, how can Kailasa heal your economical woes and bring you complete mental health? The Paramashivam program. The Paramashivam program is not just a meditation program, it is pushing humanity to the next level of consciousness, to the consciousness of Paramashiva, the ultimate super consciousness as per Hinduism. The Avatar, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has realized the state of superconsciousness is transmitting this experience of Paramashivam through initiation. This program will change who you know as yourself, your very being, to make you radiate superconsciousness. More than ever, humanity needs to experience a superconscious breakthrough. While the materialistic, hedonistic society reaches its peak after maximum profits, depression, boredom, anxiety, stress, wrong ideas about sex have become rampant. Rich countries that hold 90% of the world's wealth are seeing more than 50% of their population depressed and using medication. And here we have a small video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanding on the secrets of attracting wealth.
I'll give you one important truth. Activism is wealth. Understand? In any field, you are active. You can convert that into wealth. You can make that as a wealth flow in your life. Actually, this one truth itself needs to be expanded as a program. Maybe the next program, Secrets of Attracting Wealth, is specially for you. To answer this question, I invite you, please come and experience how the activism can be converted into wealth. How activism can be a flow of wealth in your life. I invite you to come and enjoy the secrets of attracting wealth that will really make experiential answer for this question. there is a core in you, what I call blueprint of your life, you carry. If that is auspicious and joyful, you attract wealth, success in your life. If that is corrupt, you attract only that kind of lifestyle around you. So, law of attraction. There is a magnet in you, which I call your very DNA structure, or in the modern terms, you may call it as your unconscious or subconscious. Here I am trying to make blueprint of success and wealth in your unconsciousness, in your subconsciousness, in the core of your being. I am trying to create wealth success magnet so that you attract that continuously in your life, consciously or unconsciously. You evolve in that direction. You need to completely heal all the wounds related to money. All the wounds happened because of money, or what you think as due to money. Sometime it would have happened because of money, or sometime it would have happened your idea that it is due to money. For example, as I said, if you had a relative or friend, he asked some money, you did not give, the relationship broke. If you look deeply, superficially you will think, oh, it is because of money, relationship is broken. It is not because of money. It is a different expectation. His expectation from you is your money, not your love. But your expectation from him is his love, not his money. So the expectations are different. Money is not responsible for it. Expectations are responsible. So find the right responsible, right reason, so that you don't hate the wrong person. Do not hate the wrong person. Do not think or do not complain about wrong person. When you think the wrong person is reason for the problems, you will never be able to sort it out. You will never be able to clear it. Now, you need to heal all the wounds you created. You need to mend all the relationships you broke because of money. That inner healing has to happen in you. Only then your core, your blueprint will be attracting wealth. Understand? If your blueprint is not attracting the wealth, any $1 billion you have, you will not be able to rest or relax or live with it. You will have that constant life sentencing. Something is wrong in my life. If the blueprint is proper, you will attract wealth and you will live wealth, you will celebrate wealth. It is not just creation, celebration. Celebrate wealth, celebrate success. Being a creative, high achiever is living enlightenment. If you are a creating high achiever, all the right things have already happened around you.
Yes. Beautifully, Swamiji has shared the secret to manifesting wealth and how the problems with wealth, the problems which you have in your life relating to creating wealth and sustaining it, doesn't exist in any external factor, but is rooted in the incompletions and the wounds which you carry towards manifesting wealth. And along with myself, also have Snitya, Ashutosh Ananda and Mullyaya joining with me today on the panel to share, for them also to share their insights and the powerful cognitions on why you need Kailasa to solve all your financial woes. So thank you both so much for coming today and being a part of this discussion. So Ashutosh Ananda, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and after we complete the introductions, we can continue with today's topic. Ashutosh, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj. My name is Srinitya Ashtoshananda. I was born in Montreal, Canada. I have a studied background in mechanical engineering technology, and I did spend a little bit of time on business and finance as well as holistic medicine, and a little bit of the experience as a teacher as well abroad. And in 2014, thing changed. The intensity of seeking went to the next level, and that led me to Swamiji, to the Inner Awakening program Swamiji was conducting in Varanasi. And that was a big turn, big shift in my life. Even the preparation for that Inner Awakening was a big shift. And after that, Swamiji blessed me with the initiation into Krama Brahmacharya. And I've been with Swamiji and the Sangha since then, since 2014. And it's an amazing happening, seeing how Swamiji is making everything unfold, and like the most unexpected unfold in a very auspicious way. So I'm very happy to be here. Looking forward for today's question for the segment. Thank you for having me, Nithyananda.
Yes, thank you, Ashutosh, for coming today and being a part of today's segment. Muliaya, you can go ahead next and introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj. Murali from Chennai, India here. It was way back in 2013, I came to Swamiji first to attend this Inner Awakening program. And it was a great life giver, I should say. And today's topic is actually very closely related to my situation, I can say. Because back then, I used to relate to myself as a highly no-nonsense person, very intellectual, very logical, very objective in judging any situation, any person. And I can never be faulted. Or even if I were to be proved wrong, I am ready to accept that. That sort of thing is what I held about myself. And through this Inner Awakening program, which I attended, Swamiji made me realize that there's a whole world out there which is in existence for very long, not dependent on my logic. So it's a very wonderful experience that he made me realize. He never told me anything of the kind. But the way he made me realize through the program, it was really wonderful. Many miracles have happened, physical miracles, and it's really fun to be a part of all that. And back then, I should say, I come from a background where we were not atheist consciously, but atheist we were. In the sense, to realize that it was the spiritual component, it was the divine component that was missing in our lives, and that is why we did not get much ahead in life as compared to people of my cousins, my fellow students. It took a very long time because as back then we were just okay. I used to go to temples, but not often. In fact, I used to stand in prayer before God every day, but I didn't realize what was missing. I didn't understand what was missing back then. Because I didn't disrespect people's belief in God, but I did not know what was missing. And there was nobody to tell me, and I was kind of forced to attend this program by my brother. Because he told me that if you stand in front of Swamiji, your whole history is there before him. So you needn't tell anything. So he will start saying, he'll start telling about you. And that was kind of jittery. Like I thought that if somebody is going to know about me even without my telling him, that is not because I was believed in privacy. And why should I reveal anything private about myself to some sannyasi sitting in another city in front of so many people? I don't like that. But he said, just stop asking questions and you'll get many answers like this. And I was so logical that even this provoked a question in me: how can even stopping asking questions will even get answers? And he just repeated that. Okay, and it is out of pure curiosity that I came to Swamiji. And yes, his words were very true. Stop asking questions, and I did get answers. And I understood many things. And I can't thank my brother enough for introducing me to Swamiji and Swamiji himself, of course, to make me realize what he has made me realize. It was real. I mean, we were not actually greedy for wealth, but wealth was just simply not happening in our lives. That was what I understood. And coming to Swamiji, I understood many things. And if I'm here today talking any confidently, with any clarity at all, it is because of this program and with my journey with Swamiji since then. So thanks to my brother, thanks to Swamiji, and of course thanks to Maharaj for this my time now. I'll elaborate in the other instance. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Malaya, for coming today and being a part of today's panel. So, Ashtoshananda, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to share your initial take on today's topic. Why do you think Kailasa is needed for people to solve their financial woes? We have gone over the statistics, how people are literally plagued, or up till the age of 60, they are still facing student loan problems. At the age of 60, when their life is over, they are still having debt which they have to pay off for something which they did back in their teenage, back when they were young. Educational loans up to the age of 60. And to me, when I was going through these facts, I was particularly shocked by that, where something which has happened so many years ago, they are still having to pay off the debt at the age of 60. And so that is the state of our society at this moment, where there's so much of the incompletions people are generating towards creation and the maintenance, preservation of money, and the other side, the consumeristic, sick mental society, which is just trying to get everyone hooked to the grid, and once they are hooked, sucking the money out of them literally. So, excuse me. So, Sunita, Ashutosh, why don't you go ahead and give your initial take on why Kailasa is needed for solving the financial woes of each and every person.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj. One of the main thing for me, which is the foundation of my initial take on this, which I believe is a very big topic and could be explored in many ways. In the satsang clip which was played, Sanji was sharing about, you have to put the responsibility to the right thing. You have to hold the right thing responsible. And I feel that one of the why Kailasa is needed, because the awareness of people has to be directed towards the right source. The right source has to be brought forward in the way that when you don't have the depth of awareness of the source of the problem, you can never fix it. And you will never be able to, you'll not have the intelligence to come to the right decisions. And then you'll kind of just get stuck in this space where it just gets worse and worse and worse. And in today's society, it's designed just for you to be like that. Just a simple example is, you know, how easily the idea that you're like, oh, you don't have to pay now, you can pay a little bit over so many years or so much time. This very concept, which initially when it's brought forward in front of you, it's like, oh my God, okay, that's nice. You know, it's such a small thing, I can handle it. But it puts you in a form of delusion where you lose track of the reality. And before you know, you've put yourself in a situation which is way too, it's overwhelming. And then after that, we're mentioning about mental problems. I mean, obviously, if it's unfortunate, but obviously when you're not managing your finance, or you're not on top of your finances, you're always going to be worried. Your mind is always going to be kept active, and that's going to destroy your health, which is then going to make you make more bad decisions, which is going to make your situation worse. And so the right awareness about what is the source and what should be attended first, and what kind of decisions should be made. And and obviously the completion, about all the wealth incompletion which we have hangovers, all the hangovers we have because of our past experiences with wealth. So all of these things have to be given to people so that people can, pull themselves out of whatever situation they have created for themselves because of not having the right knowledge, not having the right awareness, and obviously not having the right guide and the right, knowledge. So that would be my initial take on this topic. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Srinitya Ashtoshananda. Muliya, why don't you go ahead next and share your initial take on why Kailasa is needed to solve the financial woes of each and every person. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj. See, Kailasa is actually a Hinduism revival nation. And what is the economical policy of Kailasa? It is the Varnashrama Dharma. Now, according to Varnashrama Dharma, people earn only as a way of survival, only to get their basic needs fulfilled. We don't earn to hoard wealth, because the ultimate wealth, as far as Kailasa is concerned, is enlightenment, and everybody is working only towards that. In modern society, we find a very large number of people working for something called money, whereas in those days we had more of the barter kind of system where we exchanged goods. I give what I have in excess to you because you need that, and you give something to me because you have something in excess of your need of that with you, and you are both living together. That is what is barter system, and it's such a beautiful system. If this is implemented, then the idea of greed will never exist at all, and that is why Kailasa is even needed. That is why even this system needs to be revived. The very concept of money, I remember an old Tamil song which talks about this system. Why the concept of money is such a very strong cause of all sin. So why Kailas is needed, how it is reviving it? Because when you revive this barter system, the hoarding of money, only one person being very wealthy will not be there at all. So what is money? It's actually what to say, for any other better term, a piece of paper with which you can purchase anything, with which you can get anything you want, whether you need it or not. Whereas when you use this barter system and work and implement this Varnashrama Dharma, then you will see that people will have only what they need for their existence. So that is why we need to survive this KAILASA's economic policies. This is my initial take. Now, this education loan, which Maharaj brought up, it's actually it did not. I don't think it ever existed even when I was a kid. It has happened only in the recent, maybe 1 or 2 decades, maybe maximum at the most. And this, though I'm talking against it now, I'm also forced to actually be a part of this educational loan concept, because when I feel that I am training my students on something, I am teaching the students something which they will actually encash well, which they will use to become big in their career, make it big in their career, make good money. I feel that is the value of the course, and I think I will charge a lot more, so to say, for that course. There are so many vocations. But when I see that some vocation is actually going to make the person who finished the course earn great in life, let me also charge that course let me charge a good deal for that course also. That's how I think. That's how I work as an educator. So this is what I think. So ultimately, it only perpetuates greed. The present modern education system and the economic things, they perpetuate greed. So if this has to go, then the very idea of how we look at education, how we frame our economic policies, it has to go. It needs to go on a drastic change, and change to what KAILASA is the answer. So maybe I'm giving a very strong, even initial take, but I think this topic warrants that. So this is my initial take, Maharaj.
Yes, thank you so much, Aya. So, Aya, how will the Paramashivam program help in solving a person's financial needs? Paramashivam program basically is a program which is helping a person bring completion in their lives, helping them identify root patterns, bring completion there, giving people a super conscious breakthrough. So how does giving someone a super conscious breakthrough, putting someone through a spiritual process, how does that help in their material world? How does that help them achieve all they need to achieve in a materialistic world, help them manifest the wealth which they want? How is spirituality and wealth creation, how are they both connected?
Nice question, that Maharaj. See, how will this Paramashivam program help? See, when you go through any spiritual process, actually, this word spiritual, by these anti-Hindu elements and anti-spiritual elements, they have actually loaded it so much that it makes look very cliche. But when we say spiritual process, I don't know how it sounds to somebody who has not uh, come to an avatar, who has not experienced an avatar. But for me, a person who has come to Swamiji and sat through his programs, a spiritual process is something that makes you change your cognition about many dimensions of life. Especially for a person, as I said in my introduction part, we had actually gone to the suffocation point, peak point where one can ever reach through the human logic, human rational, and we have seen where it goes, how it only made me go to a dead end. It was almost a point of no return when actually Swamiji pulled me to him. I should say, I will not even say I came to him. He pulled me towards him. To that extent, we were actually stuck in a rut. Because we didn't even realize that it was only the spiritual component that was missing in our lives, and that is why things were not happening. Wealth was not happening. In fact, many things were not clicking. Everywhere, we were enmeshed in a lot of troubles in our lives. Our whole family, I mean, we did not know where we were stuck, how we were stuck, what was missing. To understand that it was only the spiritual component that was missing, it was a divine blessing that was missing in our lives. It took a very heavy toll on our lives, and we had to lose many things. So, how is the program going to help you? When you realize the shallowness of your existing desire, when you realize the non-necessity of many things that you hold on to, that is when you start that awakening really happens. The super conscious breakthrough is only that. What you call as your real need, what you feel as you cannot do without. See, for example, during my inner awakening program, when Swamiji told us cell phones are not used, should not be used. I told myself, okay, let me put it on silent mode. And some maybe once or maybe on two occasions during my inner awakening program, actually I happened to forget taking my cell phone even in silent mode to the hall, and I realized that I was very peaceful that day. I did, and when I came back to my dorm, when I came back to my place where I had kept my things, and I found that nobody had called me. Nobody had called me. Nobody had messaged me. So I thought, okay, come on, hey, come on, man. I'm not even a CEO. I'm not a CEO to get calls so much. So I thought I will never part with my cell phone. That is just not done. But I found that nothing had happened, and I was a lot peaceful. In fact, Swamiji even put us through a silent day. Like everything, see, he told us that you are not going to talk anything throughout today. All your food, everything is arranged, everything is arranged properly, that you just needn't talk at all, just maintain silence, only your gestures will do and things will align. And he told us this. I did not have the humility to say yes to that immediately. I was only very intellectually curious to see how things will happen, and it did happen, believe or not. I want to tell our viewers this. Everything right. Many other participants talk, and then when I looked at them in a particular way, it was then they reminded themselves, "Oh, Swamiji had asked us to not talk today," but I managed to maintain my vow. I managed to maintain that silence throughout the day, and it was really really nice. So what I'm saying is this: now this might look very silly and intellectual. Okay, not talking, just gesturing. What's the big deal? If you look at it in a logical way, you won't make any sense out of it. But for a person like me, like I am supposed to be a language trainer, I have to talk. Talking is my profession. This was really, really a big breakthrough to realize that everything can align even without talking. And I did not even gesture, believe or not. When I just stood there and I looked at the person in the eye, and I went to have my food at the counter, and I showed my plate, the person simply was able to serve the actual item that I needed. I didn't even gesture what I wanted. I just stood there, looked into his eye, and he was able to understand what I wanted. It was such a very amazing experience, I can say. So this superconscious breakthrough means it is breaking all logic. That's what I wanted to say through this experience. And it is breaking all logic. It is breaking all what you feel as real necessity, or what you feel you can't do without, or what something you've been thinking that this is how life will be. How can something? How can it be if not this? What? All that will break, and you will suddenly see a new way of existence. So that is what superconscious breakthrough is all about. And even going without food, I actually practiced my first Nirama Samyama back then. When being a diabetic, I came here as a diabetic. And again, my brother told me that Niragara Samyama will break your diabetes pattern also. So I wanted to try out that, and I did. And I did not feel any tired. I did not miss my medicine.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
கைலை இறையென உரைபவன் அருணையில் குருவென மலர்ந்தது புகழ் பாடி அருள் பெறவே திருப்பதம் தனில் அடியவர் சாற்றி மகிழ்வோரும் பாமாலை. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. அகமே நிறைந்த எம் அண்ணாமலை வேந்தனே ஜெகம் போற்றும் எம் ஆனந்த நித்யனே சாற்றும் இப்பாமாலை ஏற்றமை காப்பாயே. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருண்
Nithyananda. Today, Nithyananda Paramashivam is of this series. Nithyananda facing in Param, Supreme Pontificate, facing as in a Bhairam, facing Para, just now offer or worship gratitude and Lord. Blessing. Happy
देवानामखिलस्थितमं वप्रितमं दुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवभूतममहितमधिहवित्तानमत्रिगुंहद्वमाक्वा क्षेमाभिर्माधुत्वाहि नित्यानंदे श्री पराशक्ति महाश्री सर्वदेव देवी सुखाय भगवते नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री कालभैरव स्वामिने नमो नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ओम स्वजात वेदो मध्यन्यरतं मम शोकस्य मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिश मानो हिवं श्रीजात वेदो कामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अभिप्रदक्षामहि श्रिया वा परिपादय। ओम नित्यानंदे श्री पराशक्ति महाश्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री कालभैरव स्वामिने नमो नमः। दीपं दर्शयामि। नैवेद्यम् ओम मृते तोद्धवे सवर्षिणी श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री पराशक्ति महाश्री देवदेवी आय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री कालभैरव स्वामिने नमो नमः। अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। सर्वस्याप्त्यै सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेनाप्नोति सर्वं जयति। न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री पराशक्ति नमः। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री कालभैरव स्वामिने नमो नमः। आनंद कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि।
Today is also the third day of the Paramashivaratri Brahmotsavam. Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva is gracing in Sarvalankara along with Devi Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti. Let us now for our worship and devotion at their feet and receive their grace and blessings.
लक्षालम्बितवामनिद्रितपदं कृष्णं मृगं चाभयं शङ्खं चादधतं वरं च कटके बिभ्राणया वामके वामालम्बितनिद्रितान्यपदया देव्यायुतं मध्यतः कन्देनाब्जकरद्वयेन सहितं सोमागुहेशं भजे। श्यामां द्विनेत्रां द्विभुजां त्रिभङ्गीं सव्यापसव्यस्थितकुञ्चिताङ्घ्रिं सव्येतु नीलोत्पललम्बहस्तां देवीं भजे शङ्करवामसंस्थाम्। ॐ धूर धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वतिं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि स्वस्ति नमं बप्रितमं दुष्टतमं मह्नितमं देवहूतममर्हतमसि अविर्तानन्त्रिगुंहस्वमाख्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षे माभिर्मा संविग्धा मा स्वाहि गुंभिषम् श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि ॐ उद्दीप्यस्वजातवेदोपस्मिन्नृतं मम अशोकश्चमख्यमावह जीवनं सदिशो दिशा मानोऽधिगुं श्रीजातवेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अभिप्रदग्न आगहि श्रिया मा परिपादय श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः दीपं दर्शयामि अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणि अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि सोमो वा एतस्य राज्यमादत्ते यो राजासन् राज्यो वा सोमेन यजते देवसुवा मेधानि हवीगुंसि भवन्ति य एतावन्तो वै देवानागुं सवाः स एवास्मै सवान् प्रयच्छन्ति स एन पुनस्तुवन्ते राज्याय देवसुराजा भवति तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाक्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्न शिव प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः सर्वोपचारार्थे सर्वमंगलवाप्यर्थे सर्वापराधक्षमापणार्थे आनंद कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि मंगलं कल्पवृक्षाय मंगलं ज्ञानदायिने सदाशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मंगलम् मंगलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मंगलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमंगलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मंगलम् मंगलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मंगलम् परावतार नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मंगलम्
नन्दिवाहना नागभू
ॐ नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, de facto Kailasians, everyone sitting with us all over the world, Kailasa's ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Ganeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara, everyone sitting with us all over the world. Through Nithyananda TV and all the social media channels, I welcome all of you with my love and respects.
கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்தியன் திருமுகம். கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் விழி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும். மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும். இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம். மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும். இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம். பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்தியன் திருமுகம். கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் விழி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும். குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தோன்றும் எழிவாகனம். குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தோன்றும் எழிவாகனம். அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க்க நெறி காட்ட அவன் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம். அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க்க நெறி காட்ட அவன் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம். இரு காட்சி கண்ட விழிகள் விரிந்திடும். வேண்டும் வரம் கேட்கும் மனம் மாயமாய் மறைந்திடும். பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்யன் திருமுகம். கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் விழி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும்.
காத்தருளவே கையிலையும் தரும் நித்யனின் தரிசனம். தன்னை தானறியவே இவை அசைவிடு தீட்சை தரும் தரிசனம். மறைப்பொருளாயிருந்து திரை விலகி திருவடி தொகும் தரிசனம். பிறை சூடிய சடைநாதனின் திருவுரு தரிசனமே. மறைப்பொருளாயிருந்து திரை விலகி திருவடி தொகும் தரிசனம். பிறை சூடிய சடைநாதனின் திருவுரு தரிசனமே. அவன் வேண்டி வேண்டி திரளான கூட்டம் தேடி வரும் அல்லவா. மறை நான்கின் பொருளுணர்த்த நானும் கண்டருள கையிலை உதித்ததல்லவா. பொருளெல்லாம் தேடி உலகெல்லாம் ஓடி உடையனுள் உணர்ந்தேனல்லவா. பொருளெல்லாம் தேடி உலகெல்லாம் ஓடி உடையனுள் உணர்ந்தேனல்லவா. உலகை காத்தருளவே கையிலையும் தரும் நித்யன் தரிசனம். உன்னை காணறியவே இமையசைவிடு தீட்சை தரு தரிசனம்.
Paramashiva's message directly from KAILASA. Listen. Vedasararthatam tantram tasmat vaidīgam acharet vedantarthamayam jnanam siddhantam paramam shubham urdvasro tutpavam sreshtam ashta vimsadi tantrakam Vedasararthakam nyeyam anya tanyartha sadhakam. This is the verse from Magudagama. I have many verses from Kamikagama and Magudagama for all of you. This is Paramashiva's message directly. He has revealed more and more references. I'll give you the translation in Tamil and English. ஸ்ரீ சதாசிவனின் மேல்முகத்திலிருந்து உண்டான காமிகம் முதலிய 28 ஆகமங்களும் வேத சாரமான பொருளை கொடுப்பதாலும் வேதாந்தமான உபனிஷத்துக்களின் பொருளை உடையனவாக இருத்தலாலும் சித்தாந்தமாயும் பரஞானமாயும் இருத்தலாலும் வைதீகர்களால் ஆகமங்களில் கூறப்பட்ட ஆச்சாரம் அனுஷ்டிக்கத்தக்கதாகும். ஆனதால் சிவாகம ஆச்சார அனுஷ்டானம் வைதீகமே. பாசுபதம் முதலிய ஏனைய சாஸ்திரானுஷ்டானம் தந்திராச்சாரமாகும். இது மகுடாகமம். This is from Magudagama. I'll give you more references and then translate, explain everything. Shut yuktāchāra bāhyatvāda param raudramukṣyate vaidigāchāra sammantāt saumyam sreshtamiti smrutam raudrena pūjitas sāgam tatā raudra balapratah saumyena pūjitas sāgam vatsa saumya balapratah. So the translation is, வேதோக்த ஆச்சாரத்துக்கு புறம்பானவை அபரம் எனவும் ராஜசம் எனவும் வேதோக்த ஆச்சாரத்தோடு சம்பந்தமுடையவை பரம் எனவும் சாத்வீகம் எனவும் சொல்லப்படும். காமிகம் முதலியவை சாத்வீகமானதால் சிரேஷ்டம் என்பர். ரௌத்ரமான ஆகமங்களால் பூஜிக்கப்பட்டால் ராஜச பலன்களை கொடுப்பேன் எனவும் சாத்வீகமான பரம் என்ற சிவாகமங்கள் 28ஆலும் பூஜிக்கப்பட்டால் சாத்வீக பலனை கொடுப்பேன் என்றும் சதாசிவ பெருமான் சுப்ரபேத ஆகமத்திலே அருளுகின்றார். அஸ்மான் ஆகமானம் அஸ்மான் மகானாம் அஸ்மான் ஆகமானாம் அஸ்மான் அமாகனம் பிரபத்யே. This is Taitriya Aranyaka. Yavantos manosyam prathivyam pratishthasu pratishtita முதலிய வேத வாக்கியங்களால் தரலிங்க பிரதிஷ்டையும் திரலிங்க பிரதிஷ்டையும் பொதுவாக கூறப்பட்டுள்ளன. சிவாகமங்களில் கருணாதி பிரதிஷ்டாந்தம், உற்சவாதி பிராயஷ்சித்தாந்தம் உள்ளவை வெகு விரிவாகவும் ஒவ்வொன்றுக்கும் மந்திரம், தந்திரம், கிரியை, பாவனை ஒவ்வொன்றும் கூறப்பட்டுள்ளன. These are there is one more reference from Kamikagama. I'll read out all the references and share them in the Facebook. You can go through them. 3 important revelations from Paramashiva. I want all of you to spend a little time on it and understand, because many questions you will be asked by intellectuals. You may need to face them and answer them very intelligently. For that you need to be equipped. Siddhantam Vedasaratvat Vadanyat Veda Bhagishkritam Siddhante Vihitacharo Vaidivachara Uchyate Ashtavimsadi Tantrani Siddhantamidi Kirtitam Siddhantat Paramamnyanam Neti Shastrasya Nischayaha. முதலில் 28 சிவாகமங்களும் வேதசாரமானதால் சித்தாந்தம் எனவும், சித்தாந்தத்தில் சொல்லப்பட்ட ஆச்சாரங்கள் வைதீக ஆச்சாரம் எனவும் சொல்வர். இந்த சித்தாந்தத்தை காட்டிலும் உத்கிருஷ்டமானது வேறு இல்லை என்பது சாஸ்திரங்களின் முடிவு. எஸ், நவ் I have few more references from Agamas, various Agamas. I'll share this with you all. I want all my disciples sincerely to go through the original verse, translation in Tamil, translation in English, and internalize, because I wanted all of you to know last 26 years of my sincere hard work is completely it is in one line, one tune. It is absolutely aligned. It is consistent, cohesive,
இறைவனை எரித்தேர்கள் ஒளியாய் மலர்ந்த
for the whole humanity. Understand? The greatest resource the humanity has. Oh humanity, if you want to live more than 100 years on this planet, save the Hindu children and teach them the science which I am talking. If the Hindu children don't learn this science and manifest, no, I don't even want to make a negative statement. Let me make only positive statement. Oh Hindu children, you are the only resource human being has. You are the last resource and last resort humanity has. Learn this science and manifest it. This is the only way we can save the humanity. It is time humanity needs conscious breakthrough. If not, the whole humanity will be brainwashed and convinced completely. Choices are freedom. Understand? If you are convinced choices are freedom, mediocre lifestyle will become life. What a great destruction for humanity. It's like pushing the humanity million years backward. Because last million years, our ancestors developed the science of conscious possibility as a reality for human beings. Why I focus so much on Hindu kids, children, youth? Understand? I even made a new brand, Enlightenment. I'm going to launch it. I'm creating a DG system, DG ecosystem called Enlightenment. Why I am working on Hindu kids? Because Hindu kids are the only hope for the human possibility, humanity, conscious possibility. I am not saying Hindu adults, men, women can't realize this science which I am talking. You can realize. But unfortunately, last so many years you have been brainwashed that probabilities are life, choices are freedom. The middle class, mediocre, middle-aged mentality has been inserted into you for last so many years. But the kids are fortunate. Still they are fresh. Everything is possible for them. I can transmit this science to them before they get brainwashed by you. தியானத்தை தந்த என் நித்யானந்தா Listen. Please listen intensely. See, understand this example. In a mango tree, one part of the tree becomes flower, stays strongly connected to the tree, then becomes fruit, finally fully ripe fruit. From flower, unripe fruit, then fully ripe fruit. But some leaves fallen from the tree, rotting on the ground, always feels jealous about that fruit and accuses the fruit, curses the fruit, trolls the fruit, and blames the fruit. Oh, that is not the tree. That is not the real tree. Something is wrong with that fruit. That is not the way tree should be. That is exactly happens. Some intellectually educated but not experienced. Those people, in their frustration, inability, failure, they always scream at the great incarnations, enlightened beings, of not being aligned to the Shastras. Something is wrong, something is cranky. No, this is not the way Shastras are. It is all just to see, throwing tantrum to get attention. If you accuse, criticize, you will get attention. That's all. Understand? Listen carefully. Listen. Last 26 years of my public life, from 1994, my documented public life, all I have spoken in classes, programs, satsangs, everything I taught, from Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Vedas, Agamas, Siddhanta Shastras. Among the Shaivite tradition, various different Shaivite tradition books, scriptures. I have spoken elaborately, revived them elaborately, done such lot of work. Understand? I want the world to know everything is completely consistent, coherent, cohesive, clearly presented to the world to revive enlightenment science. Parajnanam, Shiva Parajnanam, Paramashivoham, the highest knowledge, enlightenment science. Even when I spoke on Aparajnana, I have spoken from the angle of helping all of you to reach enlightenment. So I wanted to make it very clear. Veda, Vedanta. Agama, Agamanta. In all these four levels, Scriptures I have spoken. As I was explaining, Rama compiled all the Upanishads. Krishna expressed Bhagavad Gita. Vyasa expressed Brahma Sutra. These three are considered to be the Prasthanatraya in Hinduism. Then there are Veda and Vedanga, Upaveda, then Agama, Agamanga, Upagama, then Vedanta and Agamanta. In all these fields, my gurus have blessed me experiential knowledge and practical expertise. Understand? My Guru Arunagiri Yogeshwara, he downloaded literally the whole thing inside me. He gave an access to me to the whole Akashic records, all the Shastras. He revealed everything experientially. Then, my various gurus in the physical plane, like Yogi Yogananda Puri, Isakki Swamigal, Panduranganar, Kuppammal, Vibhudananda Puri, all of them gave me the expertise in the physical plane. If you ask me who taught me Siddha, whole Siddha tradition, I'll say Arunagiri Yogeshwara. He downloaded the whole thing and showed. But Isakki Swami gave me the practical expertise in the field. He collected the herbs, showed me how the Pashana can be done, Navapashana can be done, or Aushadas can be done. The whole practical expertise was given by Isakki Swamigal, but the knowledge was showered on me by Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Akashic records were revealed to me by Arunagiri Yogeshwara, and Isakki Swamigal gave me all the practical expertise. That's the first. Second, Tiruvannamalai is such a beautiful ecosystem where many of these gurus of different dimensions of Hinduism who have mastered that dimension. I tell you, the mastery Yogananda Puri had on yoga is extremely powerful, amazing. I don't think any other human being can master yoga to that level where he will just tie the iron steel thread on his chest. He will inhale and tie that and exhale, and that thread will go to pieces. Mastery of pranayama and yoga. It is not that he has done this only once. He has done this multiple times in multiple stages. He had 43 heart attacks when he was in the deathbed, and he did not die. Hospital said that we can't even understand what is going on in him. He stops the heart and starts. After half an hour, they got frightened. So they sent him home. In the home, he said, all right, this is the time I'm going to leave the body, and he left the body. It's beyond any medical science. It's beyond any medical science. He taught me the knowledge of becoming Kayakalpa Degi. Means even when you leave the body, it will not rot, it will not deteriorate. See, the whole spiritual revelation was done to me by Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Making it as a practical expertise was done by Raghupati Yogi in yoga tradition. In Siddha tradition, Isakki Swamigal. So, I had a very powerful ambience, beautiful ecosystem. That is what I am struggling to reproduce. I think with the grace of Paramashiva, I will make it happen. With the grace of Ganapati, Paramashiva, KAILASA's gods and goddesses, I'll make it happen. All the great beings, experts, masters in each field was available to me. Same way in Vedanta. I can't even imagine somebody beyond Annamalai Swamigal in Vedanta. He can just sit in Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sahaja Samadhi forever. Unbroken Sahaja Samadhi. The most powerful unclutching, most powerful unclutched being I've ever seen is Annamalai Swamigal. Even when his eyes are open, you can look into his eyes and see that he is unclutched. He is in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Only in his eyes I realized anybody can come in front of him, there will not be any expression in his eyes. He will be just seeing, but there is no reaction from inside. Such pure Nirvikalpa Samadhi. One side, the great Siddha, Isakki Swamigal. The other side, great Yogi, Yogananda Puri. The other side, great Shakta, Tantrik, Acharya, who achieved Parashakti, Kuppammal, Vibhudananda Puri. The other side, Annamalai Swamigal. I tell you, all these people, all of them were completely in sync with the other. Nobody had ego clash. Because fortunately all of them are experienced beings, not just intellectual. Even the Shivacharyas who taught me in Tiruvannamalai temple, they were all in so much respecting all these gurus. They were all in so much sync. And Panduranganar, who taught me whole Shaiva Siddhanta, he was so much in sync with all of them. Actually, one guru will drop me in other guru's class. Many times, Panduranganar will take me and leave me with Raghupati Yogi and go to his home. And Raghupati Yogi will take me and leave me with Kuppammal and go to his home. All of them were in complete sync, bringing me up, making me flower. The whole knowledge, enlightenment science, which now I am reproducing in KAILASA. I want all my kids to have mastery over all these fields. Veda, Vedanta, Agama, Agamanta. Fortunately, they have given me experience and expertise. Experience-based knowledge and great expertise. Please understand. It's like how Subramanya was brought up by Kartigai Pengal, the 6 women brought up Subramanya. Same way, multiple gurus brought me up and made me manifest everything. Just one guru will not be sufficient to give me the expertise in so many branches of knowledge, so many dimensions of Hinduism. Just like how Subramanya was brought up by 6 Kartigai women, I was brought up by many of these gurus by contributing in different dimensions. So understand, last 26 years means from 1994. From 1994, all my public work documented classes, sessions, programs, teachings, books, everything is in sync, alignment. It is cohesive, coherent. There is no inconsistency. I wanted all of you to know. Sometimes the word may be different, but the core truth, there is no inconsistency. It's completely coherent, consistent. All of you should know this great truth so that you can understand. Not only you can practice and enjoy, you can make others enjoy. You can make everyone experience. You can be so sure of what you guys are practicing. Just people who have read intellectually but not experienced always will criticize the great experienced enlightened beings. I have also faced that kind of intellectual criticism. Here, Paramashiva has come to my rescue, and Paramashiva is directly legitimizing all my teachings through these verses. So I am presenting all these verses, especially all my disciples who are defending me in public field should have these verses memorized and the meaning. So when people question you, you can answer, you can respond, you can clarify. I have more than 10 pages of references which I will share in the Facebook page. You can read them and also explain step by step. Today, this is what I wanted to share. All I was teaching, Veda. From Vedas, I have spoken elaborately on Upanishads. Vedanta. From Vedanta, I have spoken on Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, all three. And more books, Viveka Chudamani, Ashtavakra Gita, many other books. Then Agama. In Agama, I have spoken on Kamika Agama, Karana Agama, many Agamas. And Agamanta, in that Agamanta scriptures, Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Shiva Sutra, Spandakarika, I have spoken on so many Agamanta scriptures. So Vedas, Vedanta, Agama, Agamanta, in all four I have spoken elaborately. On many scriptures, commenting, quoting, referring. I wanted all of you to know all four are in sync, cohesive, coherent, aligned, in tune. Paramashiva himself comes to my rescue to legitimize all my teachings. So, I'll expand more and more in further satsangs. Now with this, let's all continue our Pachapatni Vratam and preparation for Mahashivaratri. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षि सुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्रीचिह्न काहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमत कलभ केसरी शैव सिद्धान्त स्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपण शाक्यादि महान्धकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानर्हार्ह ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्तृ सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिणवत्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रजित कैलास परम्परागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तः साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वत मनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्रीकैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्रीकैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य सच्चिदानन्द प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञान वितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।
Sakshivoham Bhavadidam Trigunaraham Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go to the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is Spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is Spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I've added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyadita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a four-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with lights. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha, Unborn,
non-form, formlessness is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Purusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases. Thus Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, prabhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti has 5 phases. Ishana Murti has 5 phases. Vamadeva Murti has 5 phases. Agora Murti has 5 phases. Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phases. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phases. Agora Murti has his 5 phases. Vamadeva Murti has his 5 phases. Satyojata Murti has his 5 phases. Ishana Murti has his 5 phases. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of KAILASA, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is an avatar from and a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for the humanity. So which an order of KAILASA led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns and Hindu diasporas are working for the global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest and extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, reviving 20 million source book of Hinduism and 64 arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism, and present Emperor of Suryamsa Surangi Samrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Bhagavan beautifully has given the pramana, the evidences, how each science, the paper is based on the evidences, the pramanas. The science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and Agamas. The Apta Pramana are the Rishis, Munis, experience of the Rishis, Munis, Gnanamas, Ganas, Siddhas. All of them are the result of the Aptas, the authority of Hinduism. The Vedic Rishi, who are the scientists who time-tested and verified the science of our manifestation. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of our manifestation, his very own Leelas. Shakshi Pramanas are the experience of the millions of disciple devotees and followers initiated by Bhagavan into the science of our manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. All these Pramanas are being clearly documented and so beautifully given by the avatar himself for us to understand how we are manifesting continuously on planet Earth. The Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra.
Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, siliconing, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanai drishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya शनैर्दृष्टिं निवर्तयेत् तज्ज्ञानं चित्तसहितं देवि शून्यालयो भवेत्.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of the object along with the thought and impression of it. O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is the state of all inclusiveness or infinity. Bhagavan beautifully said how Annamalai Swami is completely in the unclutched state. He's looking at everything, but his eyes is not perceiving or cognizing or doing anything. There is no reaction at all. Absolute stillness can be seen. How the beautiful space of these avatar on planet Earth, how it can be experienced. Bhagavan gave each and every example, how the yogi, he was able to break the iron rod just by the pranayama. The beautiful space, all these great rishis, munis, nayanamars, alvars who have come down, and Bhagavan himself in playing the leela of living with all these great mahans and experiencing and showing us the highest reality, bringing out the best of all these great Purusha, and also demonstrating the ultimate science for us to be in the human body and how we can experience the ultimate science. And when we are completely deluded in this Kali Yuga, where nothing gets into our even skin, even with all this, nothing even goes to skin deep when we listen to Bhagavan's all these satsangs. But something more is there that we can experience, that we know that is possibility. The manifestation is how we live. That is why Bhagavan again and again refers to how each of us can manifest like all these great possibilities in life instead of just living with poor probability and getting frustrated. How he said the frustrated people, even the learned. Swetaketu, when he learned for 12 years, his father said, you don't know anything, and sent him back. Just because they're learned, it's not that we have realized the ultimate. It's something beyond the mind, beyond the intellect. There is something that needs to be experienced. And Bhagavan gave how beautifully the mango gets ripened. The flower is so stuck, and after that it gets ripens into such a beautiful mango. First it is fruit, and then it becomes more and more ripe fruit when it falls down to the earth and starts growing as more trees. And Bhagavan gave how the rotten things which are fallen gets jealous. All that patterns which is in us continuously pulls us down again and again, that the whole delusion is true. It does not want us to experience the ultimate consciousness, because the minute you experience that, all this has to vanish away. So it wants to keep itself alive by constantly giving us all the trouble and all the things which will keep us engaged. Now Bhagavan pulls us out of all that and entangles us to the more and more superconscious space. How Dharmi, Shiva himself comes and saves him and simply raises him to the ultimate space of oneness, showing him the reality. The same way Bhagavan has beautifully said how Paramashiva has come down, giving him the sutra to raise all of us together to the ultimate. The Apta Pramana. Let's go to the Apta Pramana. How Ramanuja was a great saint, and these Mughal kings came to the village and started creating havoc. And they took all the deities and simply, literally threw it out. And Ramanuja went and asked for his deity. And Mughal king said, okay, if you want, there are hundreds of deity, you can ask your deity to come out. Simply Ramanuja said, Chella Pillai, come. And immediately he came to Ramanuja, and Mughal king witnessed this and he was totally taken back. The ultimate science of oneness, ultimate science of Paramashiva was known by all. How Arunagiri Yogeshwara, he downloaded everything in him. Here Bhagavan explains how he experienced his guru, Arunagiri Yogeshwara. The path of cognition started manifesting as powers. Bhagavan beautifully narrates how he started moving the consciousness over matter.
So available on the surface and so deep in the being. Using that powerful eyes, he was looking into me. Of course, that is too much. So naturally, sleep disappears. I'll describe the scene. The next word is Sami. That's the way he used to call me, because that is the way my whole family used to address. I had hundreds of names given and self-given, and it continues even now. But most used name is Swami. Even my mother used to call me as Swami. So from the time I remember me, I never heard any other word from my mother. Even as a baby, as a child, I always heard only she calling me, addressing me as a Swami. Never I have heard from her the name my parents have given. It's only Swami. So, Arunagiri Yogeshwara uttered the word Swami. The moment he called Swami, I just sat up and the eye and eyes got locked. His eyes and my eyes got locked. He raised the right hand with a gesture. Are you able to raise your hand? So the meaning is, are you able to do what you want? It was not verbal. It was like a show. So naturally, I responded. Means I moved my hand and showed, yes, I can. Suddenly, It just clicked, and I started laughing. He started laughing, laughing. Both of us are laughing for 10 minutes. Understand? I'll tell you exactly what happened in me. When you have a consciousness which can command and execute something that is one with ultimate, so you are ultimate. I know now with this theory there will be 100 questions, doubts you may have. All that we can digest, grind, burn next. But the first click is right. The first click was so powerful. The words uttered were only two words. Swami. Then he showed through the gestures, are you able to move the right hand? So I responded in the same way, gestures, not words. Yes, I can move it. So just when this gesture, question, answer was going on, I could understand very clearly. If you have a consciousness which can command and make the matter, body is matter, make the matter obey, listen, you are carrying, which is ultimate. You are the consciousness which is ultimate. Like something hit on my forehead. It was such an excessive blossoming, flowering.
So beautiful that Bhagavan had given the Atma Pramana. How Bhagavan just realized that I am consciousness, I am Paramashiva. So only my hand is moving. So if I can move the hand, which is the matter, I can move the air around the hand also, which is also matter. I can move everything around it because everything is matter. That is the beautiful click that Bhagavan said. It happened in him, that he is the manifester of everything. He is the consciousness, he is the Paramashiva, and he is manifesting everything. Each one of us, Bhagavan says, if you define yourself that Paramashiva is the only space you're going to experience and only space you're going to reside, simply it'll become your reality. What we constantly cherish, that is our reality. If we constantly cherish poverty, the fear of everything, then we are going to be poor, constantly hungry. We are going to be in no knowledge but confusion always. The constant what we are in that space, we create that reality. If we are constantly in a fulfilled, beautiful place where we know that I am Paramashiva, Paramashiva is making my life more and more auspicious, manifesting all my reality exactly the way I want. And I trust Paramashiva to manifest my life. If we are confident, simply the life will start aligning to the highest reality. The how we proceed, from where we proceed, that is where we land. If we sow a mango seed, the mango tree only comes out. So we are only sowing constantly our incompletion and confusion. Now for a few minutes, start looking in the space where you are Paramashiva and you are the manifester of the world. You can manifest anything. You are the whole source of this whole thing. If you change the source, obviously the source code will change all the other things. So go ahead. Now we're going to have consciousness over matter. If you have a coconut, if you have a partner, you can give the partner the coconut and ask the person to hold the coconut for you. Or if you don't have, you can hold it on your palm. Make sure the palm is touching on the flat surface so that it's not moving. It's very flat. If you want to just put a sellotape on it, also fine, but make sure your fingers are touching on the floor. and there's no way for it to be rolling by itself. Only if we do it authentically, it's a manifestation. If we constantly try to do it and we'll have a self-doubt, oh, it didn't happen or it did happen, then we are creating our own confusion. If you have a partner, or if you can call somebody and if they can hold a coconut, if you don't have a coconut, something stable which can stand and be stable on your palm, like an orange or a apple, that's also fine. If you don't have, that's also fine, but coconut is the most closest to how we exist. So now let's go to the instruction. Let's sit straight. Make sure you have your cameras on. These are amazing moments of Paramashiva. So make sure the cameras are on. Download a timestamp in your cell phone to make sure the time is also recorded. All these are great happening. You'll be so shocked about the happening that continuously go on recording. Don't think, oh, today I recorded, yesterday I recorded, nothing happened. Today, what is going to happen? No, simply you manifest the reality, then you'll know how precious these recordings are. So let's start. Sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Remember Paramashiva in your third eye. Remembrance is liberation. Just by remembrance, Arunachala liberates. Remembering Paramashiva, Bhagavan himself, Swamiji himself, again and again in your third eye, everything gets resolved. It's so powerful because this is the place of manifestation. Simply, you will be able to manifest any reality just bringing Swamiji in your third eye, Paramashiva in your third eye. Unclutch, absolute unclutch. How Bhagavan said about Annamalai Swami, absolute unclutch. And complete completion. For some time, don't let any of your outer world even touch you. Everything that is happening in the outer world, even now what you experience, is part of the dream. Just unclutch from everything and just be there. Just be available, that Bhagavan says. Complete oneness. Remember the bhava, how you experienced Swamiji when he gave a like or a hug or some word, called out your name, or a like in your Facebook, any of that. Such a beautiful space. Get into that. That is the oneness space. Quantum entanglement happens when you open up to that space. And complete completion and Tyaga, the highest resource of you is only Paramashiva. Other than Paramashiva, I do not know anything that is happening. If something is happening, only Paramashiva made it happen. Be very clear about it. Don't say it's not manifesting. I don't know, today it's manifesting. 2 days I sat, nothing happened. We go 25 years to become an ordinary accountant, and then 30 years to become a doctor, or 35 years to become a dean and all that. 35 minutes we are sitting here every day. So more and more you get soaked in the space of Paramashiva and be in the space of Paramashiva, then you will be Paramashiva. There's no question, but we have not spent enough time. How much we spend for the outer world, even for a single small thing. The outer world currency is money. The inner world currency, an eternal currency, Bhagavan says, is oneness. The more and more you experience oneness, no boredom, no tiredness, completely surrendering to Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again. That is the pure oneness space. If that space can be experienced, simply you will manifest all your reality. The Mahavakya, the Ajaba Ajaba, the Agni in your stomach, you're offering the mantra in that Agni, simply you will manifest the higher reality by just the sound. Constantly chant the Mahavakya, contemplate on every word that Bhagavan has given. Very powerful. And bring the awareness back to your third eye. If anything else goes on, bring your awareness again and again. Simply get into the space of oneness and let's start chanting the Mahavakya, the deep oneness space. Let's start. Chanting the Mahavakya intensely.
the one we open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overthrow, manifest the powers in all of us. Yananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Amrita pose. Let the body open up. Manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva overthrow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Yananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Vani open up. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Vani open up. All of us. Overflow, manifest the powers in all of us third eyes. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam.
So beautiful, all your experiences. Please keep recording, take pictures of all these beautiful moments and go on surrendering. Do not have the thought. The minute you have a thought, it's not happening for me, this is not for me, what is she talking, I don't understand. All that words does not even exist. You are consciousness, you are manifesting the reality. So why do you want to manifest something negative? Be very clear, I am manifesting, I am the possibility of whatever is happening right now. So I am obviously the possibility of what is going to happen next. So create that in you very clearly. Paramashiva has initiated you and giving you darshans and the powerful cognition and the Mahavakya. Use all this remembrance of Paramashiva again and again, chanting the Mahavakya, contemplating on the words. Everything raises you to the higher space. Each one is like one level that you're moving higher and higher. The more you use all of them, you're going to experience oneness and manifest as powers. So be very clear. I am manifesting. First, make up that. Do a sankalpa very clearly. The will becomes the reality. Whatever your will, that only becomes reality, because our will itself is not clear. That comes the confusion. As a child, we were having a permanent will, like I am walking, I am talking, there's no question. Even I fall 100 times, I know I'm going to be perfect in walking. We were like that. Bring that space again. I am manifesting this reality. I am Paramashiva. That's why I'm speaking. That's why I'm listening. That's why I'm understanding. So who is making that happen? Otherwise, we are a dead matter. A dead matter cannot do anything. If you have a nice cup of ice cream, The cup does not realize anything. Because you're Paramashiva, you experience there is something, but you get diverted by the senses and start trying to fulfill what is shown in front of you. Is a delusion. You can never get fulfilled. The deep unfulfillment, Bhagavan says, in you is the Paramashiva space. Only if you realize that, you're going to be in the space of oneness and you're going to be in such a joy and bliss throughout. Until that, whatever you try to reach out, it's still going to come and make you unfulfilled. The more and more you manifest powers, you go into the Paramashiva space, the enlightened space. The power manifestation is how Bhagavan manifests through us, is raising us to the enlightened state, space, powers, and superconscious breakthrough. More and more we are able to bring that bhava again and again. We understand that we are a manifestation, we are the Kalpatru, we are the Paramashiva. The again and again surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet, and let's start, sit straight. We'll have one more cycle. If you have done it in your hand, catch a partner and ask them to hold a coconut or an object which can roll off the hand and which is very stable. And let's start remembering Paramashiva in a third eye and chant the Mahavakya, contemplate on the truth that Bhagavan had just gave in the satsang again and again in a deeper and more into the higher reality, matured cognitions, not in a superficial way, the word he said about mango, oh, mango tastes good, but much deeper, how he said that manifestation happens in all of us as reality and how the delusion pulls us again and again to the basic things. So let's contemplate on each truth. Remember Paramashiva, chant the Mahavakya, bring the awareness to your third eye and manifest the powers. Let's start chanting. Mahavakya.
Let Paramashiva's third eye in all our third eyes. Let Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva manifest in all our burdens. Let the Amrita flow. Let the Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. All of you experiencing the state, space, powers, superconsciousness, KAILASA of Paramashiva. Please make sure you share this with the whole humanity, your friends, families, everyone. The more and more you manifest powers and share it with the world, you are reiterating your powerful cognition as real. Only when we are excited about something, we'll be telling the whole world. If you make the whole superconscious breakthrough in you as a great excitement, the more and more and more you live and start living the pure space, you will start experiencing that as reality, and you will really be in that reality. Again and again, Bhagavan says, sharing and causing is the most important part. How we have prepared everything. Finally, the cooking starts when you switch on the fire. Same way, sharing and causing is so important. And that reiterates yourself and makes you more grounded that life is a manifestation of Paramashiva. The Paramashiva space in you, the Guru who has initiated you into that space, is the reality. Again and again, you manifested or did not manifest. Thanks, Swamiji, for the great satsang, great powerful cognition, the shift that you had, and the power manifestation that he manifested through you, even as a glimpse. Thank Bhagavan again and again when you surrender everything to his lotus feet. Your cognition expands like anything. Whenever you surrender all your issues or anything happening, good or bad, to Bhagavan's lotus feet, you will see something extraordinary happening in more and more of that to experience. Thanking Bhagavan, please make sure you share these videos that you have taken or pictures you've taken or the powerful cognition. Thanking Swamiji with your friends and family in the social media. You can put it in Kailash Kotiar Manifesting Group. You can click on that tiny URL /power manifestation and post the detail, or you can post it in your local place and you can share it with tag it with your friends and family. So with that, thanking Swamiji, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padakarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much, each and every one of you who is participating in the power manifestation. Make sure you don't miss the next satsang and next power manifestation session. Thank you, Nithyanandam.